Okay. It's very interesting what you explained. So I wanna, what you said is, I want to ask to Mari. Mari, you are a professor, right? You are teaching in Oxford, very prestigious university. And usually the academic, just see from the pure academic side. But all his stories show us there are things that's not taught in academic, and how this you will approach for the future generation, not only to know the theory, because study or a character of courage is not teach in the university. To stand in your principle is at home, from the parents, from the society, and the very interesting because we see the background of Ole. He came from a family that have a double life, and his father is secret asset of NATO. So from younghood, he already watched, already observed. There is something not right. So it is a kind of a scientist way, right, to observe things. So how you are, what lesson you get from this, Mari, instead of you implement or what you teach in the university? Because I know you want you give always the best to your student, but sometimes also an element, a character like this, it's not possible to teach this kind of thing, right? Or it's possible.
Well, thank you.
Fear, for
Well,
example.
yes, the short answer is difficult, but well, first of all, after listening to so many interviews that Ole, had, in YouTube, and now listening to Ole directly, I declare also, easily that I am not in the stage where Ole is when it comes to bravery or courage or things like that. I am, I play a very small part to contribute to the world, to humanity. So in a small scale, every classes that I run, doesn't matter whether it's a class on philosophy of science, on government and governance of the environment, on academic and scientific writing, doesn't matter the subject of classes that I lecture, I always insert, in a way, spirituality, meaning of life, and, to encourage students to actually put much higher resolution of intention of what they do. So I always say, do not, listen to my classes or conduct the exam only for the marking, but just put a higher resolution of intention to contribute, to the academic world through your, students' thinking or research. So I actually, and particularly in the class of philosophy of science, it's rather easier because we actually teach the students how to try to see the truth, the real reality, the ontology of the world, of why students need to research subject A but not Z. Do you know what I mean? So that's easier in the way, but my small, my small contribution is really to encourage students to have a greater intention to contribute, and not only to pass exams. So that's basically what I do. It's a very small thing compared to what you, Richard, and Ole, and most others do in this room, for example. I also questions myself often whether my work in Oxford or at University of Indonesia actually has great impact or sufficient impact. Whether I should continue what I do, because I feel that the impact may not be as great as what I want to, but here we are. So
yeah, thank you.
That's my answer.
Yeah, you any comment on that, Ole?
I think don't underestimate what you do. If you're a good teacher, that can have an incredible impact. If you are there with your heart, if you really listen to the individuals and you see them, this is one of the things that I really try to do, is see the person in front of me so that they feel seen and they feel valued and respected. That have a much bigger impact than a few pages in a book, you know, that goes in through that ear and out the other. So don't underestimate what you're doing. I just want to say also that I was actually scheduled for a 75 university tour in England when COVID happened. I think it was 75 of these ones that I'd been asked if I wanted to do them. I said, go, go, go. And boom, in came Operation COVID. So that stopped very fast. But I mean, I'm anywhere I can make a difference, count me in, you know. And I want to say with Gladiator, the thing with Gladiator, once again, is that he was showing, I think, the way of a real leader in the front. He was in the front. He was exposing himself to risks, to dangers, and he was leading his men and women in that direction. What we see nowadays is that the leaders are hiding behind curtains and locked doors and with diapers on, you know, like not doing anything themselves, instead sending out people into horrible situations where they're damaging themselves forever and ever. You know, not right. You have to, and I am so not a leader. I can tell you that. I can't even make people, if we're 4 people, I can't even make them, you know, like agree on what type of pizza to order. So I'm not saying that. I'm saying that what we can focus on is trying to just live our life the best way we can do. And hopefully, if these values are good, then it will spread. You know, so I think you are affecting a lot of your students without knowing it.
Yes, Mary is too humble, you know.
Yeah.
But also honest, she's honest. So there is a word of encouragement for you, Ore, from Hashim. He said, your fear is human. Keeping up fight with your fears through courage. You are real hero, Ole. Daniels also sent a message. The ideal government is when every human have the capability to govern themselves. I think this is very true.
Yeah, I agree.
Daniel give a lot of word of wisdom, you know.